What's going on? It's your guy Darius. We're live at the Light, Greenwood, Louisiana. Today we're talking about building black wealth and entrepreneurship during Black History Month. Make sure you guys stay tuned to the movement. It's all about spreading the knowledge, and that's what we're doing today, spreading this knowledge. Because the game is to be told and sold too, but we're going to tell the game in God's house, and we're going to do it how we do it. You dig? So, I'm gonna get right into it. I'm gonna tell you guys about a young man who started with nothing but a dream. A young man who wanted change for his life. Wanted to change the circumstance of what he grew up in, coming around. This young man took a dream and a truck. And in 4 months, this young man changed his life. 4 months, having $0 in the bank account, really in negative balance, to making his first $38,000. All off a dream and a goal. The young man I'm talking about myself. I sat and built the Red Barn Cajun crawfish right here in Greenwood, right in front of the petrol. We started there in 2016. To where now we have a storefront location right on Pine Road. Amen. And it comes, and I share that story, but it comes basically all off of faith. Because faith without works is dead. And you got to take that and you put it in retrospective to our ancestors. Way back in 1619, that was when slavery was introduced to America. That is exactly 401 years ago. And just imagine if our ancestors didn't have faith. And what if they lost faith? Where would we be at today as people? We'll be lost. We'll still be in bondage right now. And we take that faith, we take that will. In the days in America, we can do anything that we strive to do. It all takes discipline, determination, and most of all, God. Because God gives you all the tools that you need to succeed. We live in a world that things happen around us all day, each and every day. It's said in the Bible you're going to go through different trials and tribulations. The Word already tells you that. But you knowing the Word and really believing what you read each and every day, you have to really put that work in. See, think about it. Tell you guys about a young man. I love this story. It was this young man. He wanted to be successful real man. This young man, he went to a guru. He went to the guru and said, "Hey, guru, I want to be just like you. I want to be successful." The guru told him, "Young man, you want to be successful? You really want this? Well, meet me tomorrow at 4 a.m. The young man said, "You know what? I'll be there." So the young man went to bed early the next day. Woke up, met the guru at 4 o'clock in the morning. They was at the beach. So the guru told him, "All right, you here? Let's walk to the water." Who remember the story with Jesus and Peter? So the young man walked into the water with the guru, and they walked all the way into the water. They got all the way into the water till about shoulder high. The guru told him, "You sure you want to be successful?" The young man told him, "I don't want to be a swimmer, but yeah, I want to be successful." So the guru took his head and pushed it down in the water. The young man was struggling. He was struggling, trying to grasp for air. Then the guru pulled his head up. So then when the young man got up, the guru asked him, Do you still want to be successful? And the young man didn't understand. He was like, you just tried to drown me. So, what do you mean that I want to be successful? So the guru asked him, he said, hey, when you was in that water, what was the one thing that you wanted to do more than anything? Who got to answer? Answer my answer for me one time. Who would you say? That's what it is. The guru told him, if you want to be successful as bad as you want to breathe, you'll be successful. And that's how you take it into life. Because in life, there's only two things you got. You got results and you got excuses. You can't have both. You cannot have both. And in us, in the black community, we'll never talk about building generational wealth. Leaving something for your children. That's very important in our community. Because, you know, we have to vote. We have to go out and petition for things that we need. But the one thing a lot of people do not talk about, the one thing that's going to help our people to be able to succeed is being knowledgeable in economic finance. Because you could go out and be petitioning for things that you do not have. But the one thing that we need, that we have to push forward, is being self-sufficient. Being self-sufficient in this world will get you ahead. Because yeah, you know, I own a business. I get up every day, 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm being disciplined. But I had to put that same kind of work into where I don't have to depend on someone to make a difference for myself. Now everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5, having a career in a different job that you want to be in. But you still can build financial wealth through your job. Stocks and bonds, real estate investments. There's many things that you get into. But the one thing that we do not do as a whole is read a book. Reading that book will change your life. We live in a world today to we have all the technology that we need. Picking up that iPhone, you can become a millionaire just with your phone. You can search Google. You can touch anybody. It's crazy. You can touch anybody in the world with 5 phone calls. Think about it. Between 5 calls, you going on the internet or calling somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that get to somebody. And you take that with determination and put it behind yourself, you'll be able to succeed. You have to find your why. Why you're doing this. Why do we come to church? We come to hear the word. We come to get inspiration because we go out through the week in our daily journey in lives. The devil's always busy. You need that type of guidance. You need that strength to be able to prevail and go through life each and every day. Because in life, we're guaranteed 2 things. An alpha and an omega. Wants to live and wants to die. And it's all about that dash. You have to think about that dash. What people gonna talk about when they talk about your dash? Are they gonna get up there and lie about what they did, what you did? Or are they gonna get up there and tell the truth? You live your truth each and every day. I particularly want to be able to talk to my young people because education is key. That's first and foremost. And contrary to belief, you do not have to go to college to be successful. But you do need a high school degree because you need to know the basics of life, mathematics, and being able to read. We got to preach on taking up a trade. There's nothing big being able to take up a trade. My uncle, who was Don Russell, has been working on cars his entire life with a high school education. That's very important. So make sure you guys take heed to what you're doing. Go to school, do your work, and think about it. Even if you want to go to college, that's fine and dandy. So while you're in high school, I'm going to give you a tip. If you're gonna go to high school, you know you're going to college, get the grades. So if you get the grades, because think about it, they're giving away free money. Why would you play in high school to where now when you graduate, now you're looking for money to go to school when you could have got it for free? And now you're going into the one thing about it, because I even have, you're gonna have student loans. And one thing about sadly paying student loan, they're gonna want their money. You might get a refund check now. It might be good now, but 5 or 10 years down the line, that bill's gonna come. So if you can take full advantage of your life right now to where you can go to school, you don't have to pay a dime. Go to school debt free. There's a thing that people do not tell you about, which is fine, because you have to go seek the knowledge. You have to know about it. And people like myself, who's been going through, and I'm young, I'm not old, I'm young just as some of you guys. But I just changed my mindset. It's all about your mindset. Yeah, so it's all about your mindset, because before you do anything, you gotta think about it. Your mind is your most powerful thing. You can use it for being ahead or being behind. But your mind is gonna get to where you wanna go. Because if the mind gone, the body's gonna go in as well. So that's the most important thing, you guys, I want you guys to take with you. Always be respectful to your parents. Respectful to your elders, and always know where you come from. Because if you don't know where you come from, you destined go back to where you don't want to be. So respect your elders. Know where you come from. And it's never too late. You could be 40, 50 years old. If you want to start something, start it. All you got to do is jump out on faith. People come to church all the time and say, I believe, but always find a reason to complain. Think about when Jesus was going up Calvary. He had all of the reason to want to stop. He didn't have to do anything that he chose to do on God for us, but he loved us so much that he took all that punishment, took all that pain, and died for you and me. So you take that perspective. If you have children, you have a family, if you don't do it for you, do it for them. Set yourself up. Because in the Bible, you can live in abundance. There's nothing wrong with having money. People will try to tell you that it's the devil in the money. It's not the devil in the money. It's the devil that's in you. Because if you use the money correctly, you're going to receive your blessings. So there's nothing wrong with living in abundance. Live in abundance. It's so many things that you can imagine doing in life. I've been places already, so I only imagine. You can do the same thing too. Use myself as an inspiration, so where you can do whatever you want to do. Because I took a dream, had no idea I'm going into, to where now I'm being able to feed different families. And it's amazing because I'm able to help someone. Now I'll be here to make money too, but it's not about me. It's about building something where when I leave here, I can keep on going and going. And being able to help my children be able to be further along than where I was. Where they was set, the value that was set inside me by my parents and my grandparents. So if you don't take anything else from what I tell you guys, always know you gotta keep God first. You cannot make any excuses. You gotta have that willpower. You gotta have the determination. You gotta have the faith. You can't talk about faith and talk about God and you don't have the faith in anything you're doing. Because that means you just living. You really living a life you don't really believe. You gotta believe. And that's the whole thing about a whole lot of things. It's all about just having the faith in what you're doing and where you're going. And know where you came from with our ancestors. Believe, think about Martin Luther. Martin Luther King did all those speeches. Promote that we need acceptance in this economy. To where now we're living the dream which he talked about. Now how you gonna repay Dr. King for what he did for us? And he wasn't the only one. It's a multitude of individuals who did the same thing, who paved the way for us. So how are you gonna repay them? That means the way you repay them is succeeding. Succeeding in what you want to do. Succeeding in life. Keeping God first. Making sure you tithe. Because if you don't believe in tithing, you will not get your blessings. You gotta sow into the house. That's a major key. A lot of people do not think about it. You can see a lot of things on the internet, on your phone, people throwing up money, all these type of things, but you can tell young people dying at an alarming rate. And it's a lot dealing on the decision that you made and being having God in your life. So I want you guys to know one thing, young people. Have a dream. Have goals. Put work to your dreams. Because you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. And always remember, don't stop. Keep going. Thank you guys.
God bless you. Thank you so very much. He said a mouthful. Amen. From a young man. And so thank you so very much for those words, for the wisdom. And even more so, he said, keep God first. Amen. And so listen, if he wasn't successful in what he's doing, it probably would turn out a little different. But he's living proof of what he's talking about, and we thank God for you.
On behalf of our leaders, Bishop Trammell and Elder Trammell, our First Lady, we want to say thank you for coming out and speaking to us on this morning. Thank you for sharing your testimony, your experience, and all of that. We really greatly appreciate it. We have something for you because you are also Black history, and our children want for you to blend in with them. So we want to give you this shirt.